This is Drinking with Craig and Roger. I'm Craig.
I'm Roger.
All right, so we're going to do something a little different today. I wanted to do a totally blind tasting for you, just to see what you thought. See if you could guess what it might be, just to see. We'll see where it goes. Playing it by ear.
Looks like a whiskey to me.
It's definitely a
Smells
whiskey.
like a whiskey.
Okay, you're right on the money so far. So I won't reveal it until the end what it is. But go ahead and just give me your notes. See what you think. I'm curious how you like it.
Okay. It smells like sort of unaged bourbon, sort of corn whiskey. I can smell it. It's pretty young.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Sort of like white lightning.
White lightning.
Yeah, or what did it say? White dog is what they call it when it's right off the still.
Okay.
It's been aged.
All right.
This has probably been aged a little bit longer than that, but okay. But yeah, smells young.
I like it.
Hard to pin down.
It is hard to pin down. Well, what do you think of it, first of all?
It's very nice. It's smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a young taste to it.
It's incredibly light.
But you know, bourbon can be sold, like 2 years old as bourbon,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 or 3 years old, and it doesn't take all that long for the roughness that it gets off the still to disappear.
Okay.
And in fact, if it's done well, whiskey right off the still is drinkable without being really rough.
Okay. Are you still thinking bourbon then?
I don't taste a lot of charred oak in it.
Yeah, definitely not.
I don't taste that in it. So if it is made from a bourbon type mix, it's not been aged in the barrel long enough to pick that up.
Okay. Anything you're picking up?
I don't taste a lot of malted barley in it though.
Okay.
So the closest thing I can come up with is probably a very heavy corn whiskey, aged maybe 1.5 years, something like that, 2 years, something like that.
Okay. I thought you might think it was Irish.
If it is, it's a pretty young Irish. Irish whiskey is pot stilled like Scotch. It's also aged in barrels. It's triple distilled usually, but they use a percentage of unmalted barley, which is pretty distinctive in it, and they did that because the English raised the tax on malt, and they decided to, a couple hundred years ago, they decided to, protest by using more unmalted barley.
Okay, back to the drink at hand.
Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, it's young.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have a very pronounced typical Irish taste to it, but that doesn't mean it couldn't come from Ireland. They can do all sorts of things.
Getting any tasting notes, any flavors sticking out to you?
It's sweet. It tastes like malt. The more I do this, that would probably malt whiskeys are made in the U.S. as well as in other countries, and also in Ireland. They do make single malts in Ireland these days, and Scotland. So somewhere there is no smoke that I perceive in this.
No, not at all.
And Irish whiskey doesn't typically have that, although some more modern ones have it. So anyway.
How much would you expect to pay for this, a bottle of this, if you had to guess?
I hope no more than about $25 a bottle.
Ooh, all right. So, the mystery whiskey is Suntory Toki from Japan.
All right. Terrific.
Yep. So it is a 43% alcohol blend that comes from the Suntory distillery.
Absolutely.
And so this is kind of...
They have an age statement?
No age statement. It is... I think this is really popular as a whiskey to use in cocktails. It's pure gold in cocktails. But I kind of like it by itself. It is light.
It's light. I'm pretty sure it's young. It's probably it says Japanese whiskey, so I'm going to guess this is a blend.
Oh, it's definitely a blend.
Definitely a blend. It's got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
grain whiskey in it, which is probably made from corn, the cheapest thing you can use, and a tiny bit of malt in it, and it's not aged very much.
So this is definitely one of the cheapest of the Japanese whiskeys that you can get.
And it's still probably
widely
about
available.
$40 a bottle.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like 40, 42, 43, something like that. $40 to $45 a bottle. Some people could get it in the 30s, but just depends on where you're at.
Well, I'm not too wrong.
It's not your cup of tea.
Well, I'm not too wrong. It's young. It's blended, so it's going to have a lot of corn in it. So if it's young, that corn taste doesn't get out of it, which is what I was thinking. It has a tiny bit of malt in it, so it's got a little bit of malt sweetness. And I didn't taste any unmalted barley in it. So I'm not too far off.
No?
Just 6,000 miles, but
Right.
But it's not really the place where it's made.
It's a nebulous taste. This is a nebulous tasting whiskey. It's hard to pin down.
If I had to drink, I would rather drink that black bottle, which is in a black bottle. That's why it's called black bottle. But anyway, I would drink that at $15 less a bottle and be happy with it.
Okay.
And I would drink it straight.
Fair point.
If you're going to put something in a mixed drink, I just simply
now, you know that black bottle is not going to work in a mixed drink.
No, but this would. But you can get
gold
whiskey that would do just as fine for $20 a bottle that you could put in a mixed
Probably.
drink.
Well, that is the whole thing with Japanese whiskeys right now, is that they are overpriced compared to what they were before because of the huge demand and the time that it takes to catch up with that. So
yeah, well, that's my take on wine, whiskey, sometimes beer. There's more involved to the price than just the quality. There is the rarity value, which causes the price to go up. There is the prestige value, which causes the price to go up. There is even the demand, which causes it to go up.
Absolutely.
And there's production value and cost, which causes it to go up. The smaller the amounts that are made, the higher the cost per bottle. And so you can go to many in this country many new distilleries that are selling moonshine at $30 a bottle, and you can walk into the store and pick up a bottle of Jim Beam and have a nicer drink for half that price.
Right.
So if I have any word to our viewers, that is, don't judge the whiskey by its price.
That's fair. Okay. Very fair. Up to a certain extent. Just like anything else. The cheapest that you go, you're going to get significantly better. And then after a certain point, it's just going to be catering to specific niches of flavor preference.
Yeah, well, I just simply, unless I was going to put something in cocktails, I would not buy a blended scotch that costs $12 a bottle. I would get one like
Oh,
black
right,
bottle.
right.
And there are other ones that aren't so smoky that you could get.
Mhm.
Johnny Walker's a really nice whiskey that you can put in. You can drink by itself or put in cocktails.
Mhm.
So don't get the very cheap. You can try the cheapest thing, but you know, there's a point. You know, maybe about 100% more than the cheapest you can get, and beyond that, you know, it's you've probably got a lot of diminishing returns. That's my take on the situation.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I for one, I like the Toki. I think it's pretty good, even by itself. Sometimes I feel like just a light, sweet,
I didn't say it
slightly
wasn't.
fruity.
It's not harsh.
No,
You know,
no.
but I think it's a taste you have to want to have, because
Yep.
there are other things which are pretty similar. A really nice Irish whiskey like Jameson's would cost you $25 a bottle, and it would be, you know, comparable in what you could do with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Not bad, not bad.
Have a great day.